Yo, what's up YouTube? James Beck here and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2020 Baek Battles. Today we have the Rain Room team once again with Politoed, Mantine, Dusclops, Dragalge, and Escavalier. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, highly recommend go checking out with this team. And if you want to use this team alongside me, there's a paste spin of the team down below in the description, as well as the rental code for the team. Again, only 2 weeks to grab that team while you can, because once those 2 weeks are up, this team will no longer be available. So make sure you grab what you can. But again, there's a paste spin down below if you have missed that opportunity to, or if you want to play it on Pokemon Showdown, for instance. Otherwise, yeah, a few announcements before this video gets started. As always, be sure to leave a like down below and leave a comment down below, especially if you enjoy these videos. It really does help me out, my channel out, the YouTube algorithm, and yeah, really just helps me out. So if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to leave a like down below and leave a comment down below, as it really does help. Another thing is, if you haven't checked me out on Twitch yet, make sure you do. Twitch.tv/JamesWBeck. Link in the description down below. As always, it is always a fun time with me and my community. We play more VGC. I do variety games. Make sure you go check it out. We're currently doing Togekiss Uprising 9.0. We're almost at the end of the run, so make sure you can see it while you can, especially if you're interested in me in a very challenging game, one of my favorite games, a game I'm very passionate about. If you want to go check it out, link in the description down below. Otherwise, let's get started with today's video. So today's common question of today is going to be about sports, whether you play or watch them. What is your favorite sport to either play or watch? Or if you're not interested in sports, let me know anything else you're interested in. But yeah, always wondering what my audience is up to. I do read the comments, by the way, down below in the comment section. And yeah, I always get some very interesting answers. So let me know your favorite sport or to watch or to play, or any other hobbies if you don't do anything with sports. And I can definitely relate. I'm definitely not someone who's like into sports at all. I don't watch any kind of football, baseball. I mean, I watched like a little bit of baseball, but that was like a long time ago. And yeah, things at the when everyone is watching the Super Bowl, I'm usually outside doing something else. So let me know what is your favorite sport down below in the comment section to either watch or to play itself. But yeah, let me know. As we got our first opponent of today, going to be a Japanese player with a rating 2,846. We have Talonflame, Rillaboom, the Lapras, Hitmontop, Escadrille. I don't know why I was going to say Escavalier, and Togekiss. So this is a very scary potential team. Lapras is a very tough Pokemon for my team to handle because it has Freeze Dry as well as potentially Max Lightning for the Mantine. Politoed can't do too much shit to it, and yeah, I don't exactly have the best answers to it, unfortunately. So I'm thinking overall my best lead is definitely going to be the Trick Room mode here. The Trick Room mode is probably the most solid. I think I'm going to have to rely heavily on Escavalier actually in this game, because I think that's the only way I can really win this matchup is going to be through Escavalier. It looks like a really rough matchup, I cannot lie. We will go our Dusclops plus Incineroar with Dragalge and Escavalier in the back. I am thinking it's going to be most likely a Life Orb Lapras with the Tailwind support. It's been very common recently. Wondering what the Hitmontop's doing. It could be weakness policy as well on the Lapras. I'm not exactly too sure yet. We'll find out in Scout right away with this combination. The way I'm going to have to beat this down is probably using Escavalier. I'm going to have to get rid of the Talonflame as well as try to weaken the Hitmontop early on, because I don't want to intimidate rotations to really affect my Escavalier. So yeah, I could also win with Dragalge. It is possible. It's very unlikely though, I think, in this situation. Maybe a Dynamax if I'm able to stall out my opponent's Gigantamax Lapras is viable. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a tough one here. It definitely doesn't look like a pretty matchup, but we will try our best as always. We're going to see a lead of the Hitmontop Excadrill. Not what I expected here. Okay. Because I will lead Incineroar plus my my Dusclops. Okay. Intimidate does go off. And we will see the Intimidate's trade off. And let's see what items they are. Is it Weakness Policy Excadrill? Could be Weakness Policy. It is Weakness Policy and Eject Button. So I'm not really too surprised. Max Quake could come out, but I don't think that's really that threatening here. I could Fake Out. I don't think Fake Out really gets me too much here. If there's a weakness, if they go for the Mach Punch to try and knock me out, it might be beneficial. You know what? I'm going to go for the Trick Room here. The question is, do I fake out or do I parting shot? Excadrill could also set up a sword stance potentially. I think it's very unlikely though. You know, I'm gonna fake out the Hitmontop and just go for the Trick Room. My opponent doesn't have anything that really stops Trick Room here, so I think it's fine. We're gonna see a Dynamax come out from the Excadrill, and I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a Max Quake. I wouldn't be surprised to see anything less. And if I get the fake out on a Hitmontop, this denies the Escavalier from actually getting up the weakness policy turn 1, which is huge. Because if they want to set up that weakness policy, they're gonna have to go for it. They're gonna have to go for the Mach Punch again. So Helping Hand is gonna come out. Ooh, so they play around it. But either way, I think this is the most beneficial turn I get, which is a fake out into the Hitmontop, as it will be forced to switch out with the eject button. And let us see what is going to come out here. It is a -1 Excadrill though, so I'm pretty okay with this. And that means also Lapras is not Dynamaxing, which is amazing for me. Togekiss is going to come out, which I am completely fine with, as we are going to see probably a Quake here. It is going to be Quake knocking out my Incineroar, but again, I do not mind that at all, as the Incineroar is going to go straight down, but I do not think that is terrible at all. I am going to be able to get a double up into Togekiss here with a Nightshade plus a Steel Spike, and I think that's beneficial here for sure, as I think I should be able to knock out the Togekiss unless it's Babiri Berry. Not sure if it lives to double up though, but I basically got to go for it. I can't really bring out Dragalge. It doesn't really threaten the Excadrill at all. I could target the Excadrill, but of course there is that weakness policy involved with the Excadrill, so I do want to try to, you know, not target it if I can help it. So I will go for the double up into the Togekiss. I might as well get my +1 defense on both Pokemon, because this Dusclops is going to be really hard for my opponent to handle, especially with a defense boost. So I think it's overall very solid. Even if Togekiss protects, I don't think it's that bad of a decision. I do want to try to get a Togekiss too in case it has a fire move. And yeah, I think this is overall the best play right here. And yeah, looks like the win cons are going to be a lot different than I thought. I thought Lapras was definitely going to be my opponent's choice here, but since it isn't, it's going to be dramatically different from what I thought. So I think the win con now is to bulk up with both of these Pokemon, have Dusclops beat down the Excadrill, assuming it doesn't Sword Stance enough. But I think Dusclops should be fine after some Steel Spike boost, so I'm completely okay with the situation. We do bring out the Escavalier, the giant Escavalier, and we're going to see the Ally Switch. Get around the follow me situation. Okay, makes sense, as I will be able to get a Steel Spike off. I will get Chip into Excadrill. Of course, it isn't as beneficial here, of course, and that means my opponent might go for Steel Spike here, or they're going to go for Quake, but I think Steel Spike's the right play, as we do get some Chip into Excadrill. I mean, Chip is not bad, of course. Steel Spike going to come out into my Dusclops, which will definitely tank. As you can see, it does absolutely nothing. But the Togekiss is bulked up now. If it's Ally Switch, it probably doesn't have Protect. I think they run Follow Me and Ally Switch. I think it's just better to double up the Togekiss slot regardless. It's just better for me to get it. If they keep going for Ally Switch, I guess, but the Excadrill's not doing too much. And I'm still going to get a good amount of damage regardless. So I think it's just better to go for the Nightshade as well as the Steel Spike. We're going to see the swap here. Hitmontop's probably going to come out, which I think is fine. They might expect me to try and get the Ally Switch again, but I think just boosting up with my Escavalier is better here. But we will see what my opponent decides to do here, as I will be able to get a Steel Spike off into the Hitmontop slot. And let's see how much this does. A really solid amount. Nightshade might be able to KO depending on the investment of the Hitmontop. I'm pretty sure it'll live barely, but we'll see. We will get a Nightshade off into the Hitmontop. Just barely not a knockout, as Quake does come out. Okay. Into the Escavalier, which pretty pitiful damage. Yeah, pretty pitiful damage, as the special defense increase, which I think is fine. Excadrill's Dynamax is over. Not really that scared of the Excadrill right now. I think I could get a Nightshade off into Excadrill, and actually I think I want to go for the Quake in the Hitmontop. I do not think you would switch hard into Togekiss if you have it. I don't think you would. I want to get a Quake off because I want to bulk against the Togekiss if it does have a fire move. I don't think I need the extra Steel Spike. Yeah, I'm just going to Quake here. I could see like Helping Hand potentially coming out. There's a lot of things that could come out here. Excadrill could protect, which I feel like you win in this situation. It could SD, which I think is fine because like we're pretty buffed up with our Pokemon regardless. So yeah, I do want the Quake here because I do want to take the Heat Wave if it is Heat Wave from the Togekiss. And yeah, I think this is a pretty okay spot. I see him on top retreat. It's not Togekiss because I'm gonna look like a fool if I didn't Steel Spike. Oh, I look like a fool. But Excadrill protects, so it's not like the end of the world. Okay. So I could have got a free Steel Spike off. Made my opponent value the Intimidate more. I will get a Nightshade off into the Togekiss, which is completely fine, as the Dynamax is over. Maybe it was a bit too greedy. Maybe I should have went for another Steel Spike. I think that would have been fine. Is this the last round trick? It is. Realistically, I just don't see a problem with going for a Nightshade and Iron Head double up once again. If Ally Switch comes out, so be it. I think I'm in an okay spot regardless. Yeah. So I'm not that worried about the Excadrill. And if you Ally Switch, that means the Togekiss is not getting the damage. And if you SD, I can go for a Trick Room again. So I don't think it's that bad. Here comes an Iron Head. Do an okay amount to Excadrill. And we can get that flinch chance as well. Nightshade going to come out into Excadrill. Pretty low. And we do flinch, so... You know what? I'm okay with that. We're able to go for the Trick Room now, and we will go for the Iron Head. We'll go for it into the Togekiss once again, because even if you Ally Switch, it will put you in range of Nightshade with the Excadrill. So I'm okay with the spot. We're going to see Air Slash come out, probably try to flinch me down. Yeah, I would have loved the Quake. It looks like it's a Crit Kiss. I think it's Scope Lens. Here comes an Iron Head. So they're trying to flinch my Dusclops down. Iron Head going to come out into the Togekiss slot, do a good amount of damage. Steel Spike would have KO'd. And we do flinch, which is not surprising. We'll go for it again. Not much else that we can really do here. We gotta get the Trick Room up. Oh boy. At least we'll be able to knock out Togekiss most likely. I wonder. I mean, I think it's Scope Lens, Serene. I don't think it's Serene Grace. I think it's Super Luck. We'll see. I think I should have Steel Spike though. I guess the Quake was greedy. As the Air Slash going to come out once again. No crit. Iron Head going to come out. Iron Head going to finish off the Togekiss. If it's Talonflame in the back, I'm very scared if I don't get Trick Room up this turn. I do get Trick Room up though. That's absolutely huge. So getting the Trick Room up means that I can Pain Split whatever's in the back, which is awesome for me. Yeah, that's awesome for me. So let's see what comes out here. For my opponent's end, it's going to be the Hitmontop coming out again, actually. Okay. I think Dragalge should be able to beat whatever's in the back. I'm gonna go for the Nightshade into the Escavalier, and I think I'm just gonna Iron Head the Hitmontop. You have to fake out if you're the Hitmontop, or unless you're gonna switch in for Intimidate just to switch out again, which I guess is fine. We are going to see Fake Out, no surprise, into the Escavalier. Okay. As I am going to be able to get a Nightshade off into the Excadrill. And that will put it really low. That should put it in range of any attack that I want to decide on. Here comes an Iron Head. And yeah, actually Dusclops is able to hang on, which is excellent. So right here, I have a few plays. I kind of just want to go for a double up into the Hitmontop slot with Iron Head plus... Should I Iron Head or should I go for something else? I don't really see a reason not to Iron Head though. Yeah, I'm just gonna Iron Head. Excadrill could protect here. Hitmontop could try to reposition, I think. I think it's just better to go double up the Hitmontop slot because whatever comes in doesn't exactly appreciate the double up here. I could have Pain Split. I was thinking about Pain Splitting here. I don't think it's worth it. If they stay in, I'm just able to knock out the Hitmontop. As we are gonna see the Excadrill protect here. Does Hitmontop have anything else? Nope. So I'm gonna get an Iron Head off. Knock out the Hitmontop. I'm just really surprised about how my opponent played this game because I feel like Lapras was incredible against my team and they just decided not to bring the Lapras. Which is, unless they did bring it in the end game, and we're going to see the Lapras right now, but I mean, I think it's a bit too late for it as we're going to see the Talonflame come in. Okay. I think I just double up the Excadrill at this point. Should I Pain Split? I feel like a Brave Bird here. Actually, no, you should Brave Bird, right? I think Pain Split's optimal against the Talonflame. And we go for the close combat into Excadrill to pick up a knockout. If they go for a double protect, so be it. If they Brave Bird my my Dusclops to pick up the knockout, and I trade for the Escavalier. My Dragalge should be good unless it's choice banded on the Talonflame, which is fine. They are going to protect the Talonflame actually, so that's 100% a loss, I think. Because I'll be able to get a close combat off into the well, I get a close combat into the Excadrill, so Excadrill goes down, and yeah, we're in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, very confusing. I'm gonna go for Pain Split into the Talonflame. I think it's optimal to switch out because the Escavalier is just not doing any damage. I am at +2 defense, although I just don't know if that actually lives a Talonflame fire move regardless. I think it's just better to switch out anyway. Yeah. I'm just going to switch out because I think the attack reset might be better for me here, but we'll see. And if they Brave Bird, they lose the recoil anyway, so I feel like that there's no point of keeping it around. We are going to see the Brave Bird come out into the Dusclops, so Dusclops will go down and the Talonflame is forced to take recoil. Let's see if it's like a Life Orb set. It's not a Life Orb set. The Trick Room returns to normal, which is completely fine. So we do get to bring out the Escavalier, and I think it comes down to crits on the Dragalge here. Talonflame, I feel like either protects or goes for the Brave Bird and Dragalge, because Dragalge is a big threat here. So you know what? I'm going to protect an Iron Head because I feel like you're forced to either protect to scout out my protect from Dragalge, or you're going to go for the Brave Bird. If you go for Flare Blitz, I don't think that's right, but we'll see. Yep, they go for the Brave Bird, which is 100% the best thing for me, because I will be able to get an Iron Head, and this should do like a good amount. Yeah, a good amount. And then I'll go for Iron Head once again and the Sludge Bomb. Maybe it's not necessary. I thought the Iron Head would do a little bit more to maybe put in range of where if you do Brave Bird crit meet with the onto the Dragalge, like Iron Head, 2 Iron Heads to finish it off. It looks like a critical hit isn't even able to knock out Dragalge, showing Talonflame a little bit on the weaker side. Base 81 attack, not exactly that great, as we are able to pick up a win against the Talonflame. And yeah, I'm really surprised actually. I do think Lapras was a lot better. In fact, my opponent's entire combination of Pokemon just lost to the rain mode of my team. Like, it's very unlikely I bring the rain mode, but they just lost to the rain mode if I did bring the rain mode to my team. And why didn't they bring the Lapras? That was really solid against my team regardless, is something I will not understand at all. Yeah, I just don't know why they didn't bring Lapras. Is there anything else to say? I just don't know why they didn't bring Lapras. But we will continue on as we are almost potentially in the top 100 with back-to-back battles teams, which is kind of insane because these aren't like the best teams I usually provide. Obviously, they're not the most competitive. They're more for the fun side, showcasing some fun mons. But hey, we're doing some work. We are doing some work. Let us see who we found. It is going to be Yui, number 9. Did we face Yui before? I don't think we did. So we got a rain team. Actually, did we? Is this a rematch? I feel like it might be. I think I played him in the last episode. Yeah, it might be actually. I think it might be. Okay. I think it is actually. I do think it is. What did I lead here? Oh, dang. I don't remember what I led here. I think I led Escavalier. Yeah, I think I led Escavalier. Dusclops, Escavalier, and Incineroar Dragalge. So I think it's once again mind game here. I think if I get Trick Room up, I'm in a good spot. Yeah, I do think this is actually a rematch. Huh. I didn't think we would get a rematch on the back-to-back battles. Especially, I think this is a... I think we did play him last episode, I'm pretty sure, unless it was the exact same team and maybe I'm just mistaken. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Matchup wise, it's tough. I do think it's tough, yet it's doable. It depends on what they bring. I think Kingdra's really hard for me to deal with in general with the helping hand. I don't know the calc specifically on it, so that's the only problem that I see right here. Let's see what my opponent decides to bring though. It's going to be the Politoed and Kingdra, looks like. Yep. So I think it comes down to the turn does Helping Hand Max Geyser actually KO me. That's pretty much what it comes down to. We get to see its Life Orb on the Kingdra and Citrus Berry on the Politoed. I pretty much have no choice really but to go for the Trick Room here and the Mega Horn. The Politoed, I think, because yeah, because if they Dynamax Kingdra might play. If I do live, I get the Dragalge set up, which I think is the optimal play here. Yeah. So let's see. If I live with Dusclops, I just straight up win. I actually really don't know this calc. It is going to be a pretty hard-hitting move, so... It's not like Charizard's Solar Power. Actually, it's Rain... it might... No. I actually have no idea what the calc is. Alright, we see the Kingdra here. With the Dynamax. Oh, it can't be Blast Burn. It has to be off Hydro Pump for the maximum output. Helping Hand is going to come out. No surprise. Geyser. Yep, I don't have a switch. It does not got Dusclops. Okay. Okay, that's not good. We do get a Mega Horn hit onto the Politoed though, but that's not really going to help too much. Okay. Citrus Berry. I think the play is actually to go Dragalge here and bait with my Incineroar. I mean, this game's looking really bad right now. I think I go for the Politoed because I'm worried about the Parasong endgame. I think they just go for the Helping Hand Max Dragon here. Yeah, I don't really have a play. I'm gonna max Flutterby the Politoed. I mean, if I knew that it KO'd, the play was to go Incineroar and Dynamax my Escavalier and go for the max Flutterby. Because I had to get Trick Room up in this game, and maybe endgame Dragalge could have done something. So yeah, looking back at it, maybe the safer play was just to go Incineroar, Dynamax the Escavalier, go for the max Flutterby, which would have decreased the Kingdra special attack by 1 stage, and then I would have been able to get Trick Room up probably. I assume I live at -1 Helping Hand boosted Max Geyser. So yeah, I think that's what I had to do. Unfortunately, I didn't know my calc, so I just ended up being screwed here. So let's see though. It is Escavalier. They could misplay too. They could go for Helping Hand Geyser potentially. They do go for the Whirlwind though. I'm not surprised. Okay. So Incineroar will be able to take that decently well. Not the best. It might be Muddy Water coming out here though. Oh, Scald. Okay. Nope. I was about to say no burn, but I jinxed myself. Okay, that's 100% a loss then, because I don't think we were knocking out the Politoed anyway because of the Max Dragon. But yeah, that burn pretty much 100% seals it up, as it's basically impossible for me to come back at this point. I just can't do enough damage to the team, it looks like. Yeah, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I think you go for Max Dragon into Incineroar, and you go for Helping Hand potentially. You could go for, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff you could go for. I do think this game's over though. Helping Hand, you have to avoid the fake out. Not surprised. Maybe I should have faked out just for the damage. Oh, they actually go for Geyser. Okay, into the Escavalier. Okay, so I mean, it did kind of work out. I am going to be able to get a parting shot into Kingdra, so this Kingdra's at -3 special attack, so it can't knock out my Dragalge in 1 hit most likely. And then I'm going to be able to knock out the Politoed, except at what cost? I don't think I'll be having enough pressure to win the end game. I also needed not to get burned. Maybe it was doable if we didn't get burned, because if we didn't get burned, maybe we would have been able to live attacks, but nah, I don't think we are going to be able to now. Here comes the Max Flutterby into the Politoed, not enough to pick up a knockout, not surprised. And the Kingdra's at like minus something. It's like minus a lot. Okay. Okay, I see like one. Maybe there's an out. Maybe I could see outs. Maybe it would have to. Okay, so I think Kingdra has to switch out here in order for me to have an out. I don't know what it switches down to. P2, maybe Corviknight. I'm gonna Thunder to Kingdra and try to read a switch. I'm gonna go for the Max Quake, so maybe I could boost up my Dragalge to maybe where I could live a Draco Meteor from Kingdra. Very unlikely, but I think it's like the only play I have. Kingdra's gonna switch out because it is like -1 billion. We are gonna see the Porygon come out though, so very safe play from my opponent's end. I didn't have a way to punish that. Sludge Bomb wouldn't have been enough. Attack Rise. And just a protect with Politoed, which is safe. Okay. I respect it. As we will go for a Thunder into Porygon for the damage. Can we get a para? No para. Max Quake gonna come out into the Politoed. So we do have a +1 Dragalge, but it's not looking good against this team. I don't know, maybe Dragalge could come back. It's very unlikely though. I'd have to get my policy activated and I'd have to knock out the King. So Escavalier, Dynamax is over, will go down. And yeah, I'm just gonna protect because I feel like you just try to get damage on Dragalge, and I'm gonna go for the Mega Horn into Politoed. Because I gotta get rid of Politoed before it Perish Songs me, before I lose too many mons. We're gonna see Politoed retreat though, that's fine, into the Kingdra once again actually. So if I Sludge Bomb double up, which I guess is very unlikely, I feel like that's such an unnecessary aggressive play though. We do protect our Dragalge as we will see a Thunderbolt into the Escavalier. Okay. Mega Horn comes out, it does connect onto the Kingdra. Not bad damage. Maybe if Kingdra misses his attack, maybe I have a shot. Wish I had knock off an Escavalier right now. Knock off would be nice. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb though, and I'm gonna go for the Mega Horn. I think I gotta go for a dodge right here. Although I still don't even know if I live a Life Orb Draco Meteor after the +1. We're gonna see the Protect. Okay, so you're just trying to get chip, which is fair. Or scout out. I protect? No, I already protected. Thunderbolt into the Escavalier, just trying to get chip. There's Sludge Bomb. And a Mega Horn. Yeah, I mean, it was a very risky Kingdra play, I feel like. Maybe my opponent wants to try to win the end game at Perish, but Perish doesn't even make sense for the end game because I think he would just straight up win. Even if you just had Politoed and you're able to knock out Dragalge. So we're gonna see the Porygon T retreat. Okay. Into Politoed once again, which I think is very unnecessary. I don't know. Oh, so Muddy Water. Okay, so my opponent expected to protect here. Escavalier goes down. Unfortunate. Oh, it's a crit. That crit might have mattered. And the accuracy drop. Oh, no. Please hit the Sludge Bomb. Okay, we hit the Sludge Bomb. We are able to knock out the Kingdra. Yeah, this game still looks like a wrap here because Politoed can just perish. Yeah. Porygon 2 gonna come out. I have to go for chokes, basically. Maybe there's a world that they choke. If they protect Politoed, I have to double out the P2. I think they should protect Politoed always. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So I do get one read right. This might not be over. If my Incineroar is faster than a Politoed, actually, I don't remember that interaction because I don't remember. Because we didn't lead Incineroar, so we never got to find out the speeds. Okay, so maybe if I can outspeed the Politoed and get a Lash Out, and we get the Poison Porygon. Okay, maybe this is doable. Maybe this is doable. It's looking unlikely, but it is doable. We will go for the Sludge Bomb into the Porygon once again and a Lash Out. Maybe it's doable. Goes for Scald into Incineroar. Okay, that's a knockout. Okay, no, I think this is over now. Unless Sludge Bomb, unless you didn't recover here for some reason. But yeah, you should always recover. Okay, no. Now Perish ends. Unless the Politoed doesn't have Perish Song. Because we do go for the Sludge Bomb. It actually is doing a pretty solid amount. Alright, we go for the Thunder, I think. So we can't miss. I think they could protect Politoed, which would be a fair play. I think protect recover is fine. They don't have Perish Song. Oh, did I mess up by not going for the attack earlier? It's a critical hit, which is unfortunate because the health is necessary. We will see the recover once again. What if it's Rillaboom in the back? If it's Rillaboom in the back, oh my, this game might not be over. It actually might not be over. It really shouldn't be Rillaboom in the back, but on the small chance it is, there is an out. I think it's Corb though. We'll see. Why did they let me get this off? It's not over yet. So I'm gonna abuse the grassy terrain to the fullest extent that I have. Yeah, I'm gonna abuse the terrain to the fullest extent that I have. Protect on the fake out as well as the yeah, just protect on the fake out. The ally switch. So I gotta call the ally switch the next turn. Oh, they only have T-Bolt. We're gonna see the high horsepower. Okay, if we can dodge a high horsepower, or if we live, there's actually a chance, which is crazy. It's actually crazy to think about. It also comes down to what the item on Rillaboom is, because it's probably Assault Vest. So I think it comes down to, do we live the higher horsepower, which, gosh, it's not the bulkiest Pokemon. It is not, but this could be a bulky Rillaboom, and it would go down to +2 Sludge Bomb. Let's see if they ally switch again. I feel like they T-Bolt this time. Yeah. High horsepower. Unfortunately, Dragalge is not bulky enough. Okay. I wonder if we would have been able to live if the skull didn't crit earlier, but that was actually closer than I thought. Like, I really thought the game was over immediately. I do think there were better plays, so again, I think Dragalge was able to win as long as I was able to sack my Incineroar correctly. I think that was better because Incineroar wasn't pulling the work. If I targeted Politoed earlier, I might have actually just been able to win too, because I would have been a lot healthier. But I didn't actually think it was a Rillaboom in the back. I thought it was Corviknight the entire time. But yeah, so a pretty close one despite how it looked. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode. I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2020 Baek Battles. If you enjoy it, please leave a like down below, show support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below, such as my social medias, the size series of my channel, and more. If you'd like to go an extra mile to support my content, there is my Patreon page available in the description down below. But there are free ways to support me by leaving a like on this video, sharing this video with friends, and leaving a comment down below. All free ways to support me. And you're just supporting me by watching this video, so thank you so much. Otherwise, yeah, you can check out the placement of this team again, as well as the rental code, all available in the description. And yeah, if you want to go check me out on Twitch, highly recommend you do so. If you want more VGC action, as well as some more variety games to see what I'm like, not from the serious battler mode, or not serious battler, but more of the informative player that I am, go check it out. Twitch.tv/JamesWBeck, link in the description down below. And you can also check out my community Discord as well if you would like to interact with me in an awesome community that helps each other out, especially for VGC help and more. So go check it out. That's going to be pretty much it. Have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.